things that's getting a lot of attention these days is CBD. CBD stands for cannabidiol, and it's one of the cannabinoids that is found in the cannabis plant. Now, for those of you who have viewed the cannabis section of this podcast, you know that cannabis is a very complex plant. There are many, many cannabinoids within the plant. The reason why CBD is getting a lot of attention right now, there are two reasons for that. Number one, CBD is a cannabinoid that doesn't produce any intoxicating effects. So a lot of people who have heard about cannabis or marijuana, they're like, no way, I'm not interested in this because this is something that's going to get me high and I have no interest in being high. So people are starting to look at CBD as a way to get some of the positive effects of cannabinoids in their system without any intoxicating effects. Now, cannabis, the cannabinoids within the cannabis plant interact with your body in lots of different ways. CBD is very popular in that it's an anti-inflammatory, and early research has shown that there may be applications of CBD in all types of indications, many medical indications, particularly for anxiety, bringing on sleep, fibromyalgia. And there's really a whole list of potential ways that CBD may help you, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here working with the folks at Christian Cannabis. You can look at the guide, which will go into a lot more detail about that. We're not really going to get into that. What I really wanted to focus on for the purposes of the podcast is the CBD Craze, right? How is all this stuff being sold? You can see it on Amazon. You can see it on the shelves of your local Walgreens, at Rite Aid. I think I've even seen some stuff at Target. And you might be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, CBD is associated with cannabis. Cannabis is illegal. How is this all working, right? The reason why you're seeing CBD products now being sold in more, kind of traditional commercial retail outlets is related to the 2018 Farm Bill. And what the 2018 Farm Bill basically came to do is to say that industrial hemp is essentially not part of Schedule I controlled substance. So cannabis, the main cannabis that we're talking about here, which has typically got a higher percentage of THC, is federally illegal at a federal level. It's a Schedule I controlled substance. But if your cannabinoids are derived from industrial hemp, which is essentially just a strain of the cannabis plant that has a very low percentage of THC, less than 0.3% of THC, then that's something that can be made more commercially available. So a lot of people are taking industrial hemp, they're extracting the CBD from the industrial hemp. There's it's a higher percentage in general than in a lot of other cannabis plants. A lot of cannabis plants have been bred to have a high percentage of THC. So you are still getting a lot of CBD out of the hemp plant, but it is a pretty comprehensive, kind of drawn out extraction process to get that CBD out. The CBD can also be derived from, the regular cannabis plant, sometimes called marijuana. But the way that you've seen it being commercially available is that the regulations associated with the 2018 Farm Bill. So lots of people are now in the CBD business. You've seen there can be different types of extraction methods. My advice to people getting started, if you do want to start with one of these retail outlets and looking at CBD, you want to check the labeling of your product. You want to see how it was sourced. You want to see what additional ingredients were added. We still have FDA regulations in place, and a lot of the additives in food is something that you want to look at. So tinctures are a popular way of consuming CBD. We'll get into that in more of the discussion around methods of administration. There's also a sense that, within the CBD only world, if that's something that you're looking at, just for your indication, CBD only, then you want to also look for extractions that have been performed and kind of what's called a whole plant extraction. So it's trying to pull in as much of the plant as possible. But again, by definition, when we're talking about something with such a low percentage of THC, you kind of are using isolates in that example. Like, it's going to be something that's been extracted from the plant, and there's this kind of legal I don't want to say it's a loophole because it's not really a loophole, but there's a legal way that product manufacturers can extract the CBD from industrial hemp that makes it more widely available from a commercial perspective.